I was talking to some practice development midwives in my hospital, but they didn't really know much, and they didn't really
Not
know what
useful information.
to
Yeah.
do because it was new to them. They were kind of sharing my frustration that why can't you?
It is safe to say you were really like you really, really want to reach the peak in your educational career
Yeah,
because looking at
yeah.
you, you've made attempt at post basic, you've made attempt at your BSc. Someone like me, I've not even done all of that. So that's one of the things I've seen. I'm like, you're the best person to come to this channel to discuss to people about educational career. So join me as I welcome the one and only Omolara. Please come to the stream. Welcome, Omolara.
Hello.
Welcome. Do you want to introduce yourself to us?
Thank you. Hi everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Omolara. I'm a proper Yoruba girl from Niger. I'm a Niger babe. Nice to meet you. That's how my Niger babes.
All right, no problem. So, do you want to tell us where you currently work? What band are you, and how long have you been working in the UK?
I'm currently working in Frimley Park Hospital as a band 6 midwife, and I've been
Yes.
here since 2021. So it's nearly 2 years now, more like a year, and next month is May, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, that's beautiful. So, prior to coming to the UK, what was your educational background like related to midwifery or nursing?
Okay, so before I came to UK, I had my midwifery qualification
Oh,
already.
3 years, right?
3 years, yeah,
Oh,
basic 3 years. Yeah, it was just that I was trying to do my BSc and my nursing as well at the same time, but stuff happened, and I left it because my goal was to come to the UK, become a UK RM.
mm,
Even though I was trying to do my nursing, it wasn't because I wanted, not because I liked nursing, but because you know how Nigeria can be. If you're not
yeah.
double qualified, there are some limitations for you, especially in my state. It'll be like,
Mm,
oh, you don't have your nursing, you can't reach so whatever, and then the pay as well will not be as good as when you're double qualified. So it
mm,
was more for that, not for my passion or for my own personal reason. And
yeah.
when I of coming to UK, I kind of left that, and I was like, okay, I can leave my BSc because I can always do my BSc here, and I mean I can go further in my midwifery alone. So that's it. So I'm a midwife.
Oh, lovely. You know, one thing that struck me most about you was that I think you were in your final months in your post-basic nursing already. And when
No,
I heard that you were leaving
it
your
wasn't.
education,
It wasn't my final month. Um, I had only done one exam in school then. I had only done one exam. Honestly, I had many challenges that I didn't mention earlier, but it wasn't easy for me reading for exam, going to work every time. I still had my BSc as well to do. So it was really, really difficult. And I missed so many tests in my post basic then. I missed so many tests. And my friends were always covering for me in school. Where it
mm,
lady, they'll be like, in fact, they'll just come up with different excuses for the lecturers then. And everyone was now putting their eyes, everyone were putting their eyes on me, uh,
oh,
class, you understand. And
yeah.
called me to the staff room. There was one particular lecturer then. She called me to the staff room, and I was like, oh, I didn't do a test. I missed that test. Do I know that I'm going to fail our exam? And I'm like, oh god. Anyways, I did my exam, and that was my first exam then, and my last exam. I did it. I don't even know how I passed, but I shall passed with all of the issues. Then I passed the exam, and I think it was the following, maybe the second semester. It was during COVID then.
Mhm.
Did a almost a semester back home.
Yeah.
Then came to school. I can't even remember how it was, anyways. But that was the first exam that I did in school then.
So
And
it is safe to say you were really like you really really want to reach the peak in your educational career,
yeah,
because looking
yeah,
at you, you've made attempt at post basic, you've made attempt at your BSc. Someone like me, I've not even done all of that. So that's one of the things I've seen. I'm like, you're the best person to come to this channel to discuss to people about educational career. So now you're in the UK. What is it like getting information about educational career? I will start with my own. I know, we are friends, so I would have told you some things off camera before now, because when we came in, obviously I was busy the first year planning my wedding and all of that, but afterwards we were like asking questions. What next? How do we go? And there was not even any information. We just have to start dragging ourselves. So I will ask you, what was it like getting information about trying to to progress academically, and just everything, all your experience that you've had with trying to get, and what are you doing now? What are you doing now? Are you doing your BSc now, or did you have to do post basic nursing? Just enlighten our viewers.
so this question that you've asked me hard. Anyways, when I came into the UK, my goal was like, I want to do my BSc as soon as I can, as soon as possible. I'm very big on academics and all of that. So it was my number one goal to do my BSc, because I have this goal for myself in my career. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't go
True.
through this, it's going to be very difficult. It will be very difficult for me to actually get to where I want to be.
Mhm.
So the first year I was looking for schools, and for nurses they're like, if you do 1 year then you get your BSc. And
Yeah.
that was what I had in mind when I was coming. That was what I had in mind. So I started looking for schools. My God, I won't lie to you, it was difficult. Now it was
It's
difficult.
still difficult. It's still very difficult to get
Yeah,
that
it was
information.
difficult and very frustrating.
Hmm.
The only school then that that was in BSc midwifery top up for international midwives. Their requirements is still a lot. Is a lot presently. And it wasn't straightforward, like what you need to do, what your qualification is equivalent to in
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
board at all. The first time I applied to the school, thinking that okay, because I'm already a midwife, it shouldn't be
Mhm.
that difficult, you understand.
Difficult. Yeah.
I applied. I didn't get the offer, and I was like, "What's going on? Why didn't I
Mhm.
get?" So I sent emails. I called so many times. Different people were giving me different information. It wasn't straightforward. This person was saying, and the other person, if you call again the next time and you speak to someone else, they will say a different thing. So
Hmm.
I the course lead, I think it was the course lead then, and I kind of told her what was going on, the challenges for me and all of that. Then she said to get into the BSc program, the top up program for midwives, that you need to have at least 300 credits.
300 credits.
At level 6, 120 at level 5, then 120 at level 4. And I did not even understand what the credit was then. I thought it was like, you know, my transcript, maybe when they calculate all
Yeah.
the thing. So the second time, I'm like, what's going on? And even the email she sent me when I first read it, I thought it was either level 4 120, level 5 120, or level 6 120. So I went ahead and was like, okay, I'm going to do level 6 because it's the highest now. Let me go do level 6, 60 credits. Then I did level 6 60 credits. Oh, before I finished my level 6 60 credits, I applied because the next section was already closed. I applied again, and I was waiting because when you're applying, they'll be like, if you have any course you're currently doing, you can
You
still put
enter it in there. Yeah.
the dates we finish and all of that. So I did everything, thinking in my head, this time I'll get it. And
Mm-hmm.
it was, they had an issue with the English language test. In fact, someone told me you need to do it again, and someone was like, you don't need to do it. So it was kind of, conflicting information.
Conflicting information.
When I emailed the course lead, she said I didn't need to do it. As far as I'm on the NMC register, that I don't
Mm-hmm.
need to do English language test again. So that one was out of the way for me. So when I applied again, I was waiting, hoping and praying to God to get the offer so I can do this thing now. It's just 1 year. Let me do it and forget
Let's get
about.
out of the way here.
So I was praying and hoping, and yeah, my hope was high. When they finished all of the admission stuff, and I got an email from them, they told me, unfortunately, we cannot give you the offer, blah blah blah, and they didn't even give a reason.
Hmm.
So I was like, what's going on? I was devastated. I was so worried. So many things were going through my mind. Am I going to remain in this
With your RM.
with just my RM, no degree, nothing? I was like, oh my God. I was talking to some practice development midwives in my hospital, but they didn't really know much, and they didn't really
No
know what
useful information.
to
Yeah.
do because it was new to them. They were kind of sharing my frustration that why can't you, why are you not able to do your BSc when you are already a midwife with your years of experience and everything? And I was like, I don't know. I went as far as registering for one Nightingale session like that, about if you're stuck in your career, if you need help, anything. It's just like a session to talk to someone, talk to other people, get advice from people that are kind of in the similar situation or not, just to share your burdens and all of that. So I applied, and during the session I met this lovely woman. Everywhere
Mm.
I will always mention her name. I will always mention her name, Gina. Oh my God, that woman. This woman was frustrated on my behalf. Told them about the predicament, and I was like, it's not just me that is in this situation. So many of us that
Other
left.
people. Yeah.
Okay, we are struggling to progress or advance in our career, and it's not so nice. If we are working our asses off in the hospital, there should be a compensation at least for us. Aside from the money that we are getting paid, we need
Yeah.
to move up the ladder in our career as well. So some of them sent back, some of them responded, and one of them was on leave. I didn't eventually get back to her, but the national advisor was like, oh, when he came to the UK as well, he was an international midwife, and he didn't have his BSc, but he had to do some courses, modules by modules to, and he's a consultant midwife as well. So I was kind of motivated, but it didn't really give me the solution that I was looking for.
Yeah.
Where mod course modules really gets me to where I am, and what sort of modules do I have to do, what sort of courses do I have
Yeah.
to, and all of that. Anyways, that kind of closed, and I started looking for information on my own, started searching for schools or alternatives, started looking for courses. Oh, so I started looking for schools that are doing PMA courses.
Hmm.
Then I stumbled upon my current school where I'm doing my master's. So
What school is that, please? Tell us.
you want to know the name of the school?
Yeah.
Anglia Ruskin or Anglia
Oh,
Ruskin.
lovely. Okay.
Is Anglia Ruskin. So I stumbled upon it. They had so many courses that they were doing, and I just found out that they were doing masters and midwifery practice,
Hmm.
MS. Then I looked at their requirements, and I saw that even if you don't have BSc, although they would want you to have BSc, but even if you don't have BSc and you are experienced, They
Mm.
consider you for the admission. And I'm like, wow, this is nice.
Let's specify the amount of experience you
They,
need.
I think it said 1 year, 1 year experience. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was 1 year experience. I don't know if they've changed it now, but it was 1 year experience when I looked it up. Then I had to like, confirm, because I don't want to story that such after if
Mm.
I don't get the offer.
Yeah.
So I sent the course lead an email, and it took her a while to reply actually, but I was just waiting. Then she responded. I called them. I think those people that are picking those calls, they don't really have all of the
I think
info.
they're just admins, not
Yes, yes,
academics.
yes. Even though they say they are admission officers, they don't really know much about it compared to when you speak to the actual,
Costly. Yeah.
because those are the people that would say, okay, we'll give you the admission, or oh sorry, we cannot give you the admission.
Mm.
An email, and she responded after a couple of weeks. Then I while I was searching as well, I found out some other schools that were doing so many courses, not just the advanced midwifery practice. They were doing other courses as well that are also good. Yeah, so I was like, okay, if I had applied to this one, I'll apply to this one. I didn't really have a specific in mind yet, but I knew I wanted to do my master's at least. Then if I want to do my PhD later, I can specialize in whatever I can specialize on whatever I want. So, but there were so many options for the masters. There were so many options in some other schools, which is quite good because you can always choose. Anyway, so I applied to that one, and I applied to my current school as well. And then I was waiting. It was during the Christmas holiday. It took a little bit of time to get back to me. But it didn't take too long. I think it took maybe 4 weeks. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
4 weeks. But that 4 weeks of waiting
It's not always easy.
outcome with you understand.
Yeah.
So I I was waiting anyways. I knew I had applied really well. My personal statement was really good for me. It was really good. I really put in what I wanted to achieve from the course, and I'm like, okay, if anyone reads this personal statement, I'm very sure they give me this offer. But let me just wait, fingers crossed. And they didn't really require too much from you, but it's a really long application process. You have to
Mm.
put in some courses that you did, your grades. You have to put in the what's it called, CPD courses that you've also done as well, and everything. So it was quite.
You also need your transcript.
Did I yes, I think I uploaded my transcript. Yeah, I
Okay.
uploaded it, and I uploaded my certificate as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the personal statement is maybe 500 words and above. I don't know. Yeah, but it's a long application process, but you have to be patient and apply really well, because those things are the things they will consider when giving you. They don't really know if you are a good midwife, you are really good at what you do. Is
Yeah.
what that they will bank on, you understand? What
Word. That was deep. Oh. Seriously, they don't even know who you are. It's how you present yourself. Yeah.
so it's up to you to
Mhm.
sell yourself to them, you understand?
Mhm.
So I did, and I was waiting. Then I applied the same time to City University of London for
Mhm.
the Enhanced Midwifery Care Masters, but
Okay.
they didn't get back to me on time. They got back to me like after probably 2 months.
Okay. Were you offered the
Yes,
admissions too?
offer, but I had already started at Anglia Ruskin, because I think
Mhm.
I started the following week after I got admission from Anglia Ruskin. So I had already started. I had already paid my fees, and she was like, okay, well, I'm already doing one, but it's good to know that I got the admission. So
Oh.
that was it. It's
You
a
know,
lot, lot.
this thing, it was really, really frustrating. Like every one of us in our workplace, we wanted to, I don't know, maybe it's a Nigerian thing.
Oh
We
my,
academically we want to be there because I think we know we stand to gain and what we stand to lose if we don't do it on time. So everyone was just like, what's happening? What's happening? And I know a friend of mine created a group and she was like, let's put heads together. Then someone said she was doing, this unit course now. I also started the unit course for 6 months. I paid him a lot of money for that to do that 120 course. So when they now started saying masters, masters, I'm like, see, I've already paid money for this one. Anything, I paid more than £1,000 actually
Yeah,
to
yeah.
yeah, I
That's
paid more than £1,000 to to just do a course because there was no information. I just really felt frustrated and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to sit back. But now seeing people getting their admission, not only you got your admission, we have like four other people that are already doing their masters. I'm like, chill girl, there's no need to rush.
what also got the offer after I did my.
Yeah, so knowing that you don't have to even do your BSc, you can go straight to do your masters is something like I was so happy.
Amazing. And I was at first I was like, is this possible? Does this make sense that
Yeah,
you don't
it didn't sound real.
like email? I sent an email to Gina and she was like, you don't need DSC. Why do you need DSC? You don't have
It's
to.
already working. Yeah, yeah,
Have as and you're speaking anywhere. Nobody will say where is that DSC? Nobody's going to say
yeah. I think even African countries like my country, Nigeria, they should emulate this type of educational system. Because when I did my registered midwifery, I was bent on I'm not going to do nursing. I really did not want to do nursing because I
mm,
didn't like nursing. Do you understand? I just felt it was a waste of time trying to do nursing again. But since you had to get your BSc in nursing, not BSc in midwifery, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do my BSc
yeah,
and just
got
let
it.
it go like
That's
that.
that BSc in nothing. To me, it doesn't seem
It's
right.
not relevant.
Even when I was doing it in Nigeria, I was just like, this doesn't seem right. I've never done basic nursing. So why are
Mhm.
you through this to do um BSc nursing? And it's not full time, you understand? It's
Yeah.
part. I only get to read when I'm like, oh, I have exam very soon. That's when I read. And then they were like, if you don't do your basic nursing or your post basic nursing before
Mhm.
you graduate, you won't get your certificate.
Oh, really? But
Like,
I have someone that went back. She
but
came to the UK. She was in her last year when she came to the UK. But then she rescheduled her exam and she went for a month. She doesn't have her post basic nursing, so they were going to give her a certificate too.
maybe the school
Mm.
Lautech will give you, but OAU will not
Oh,
give
you
you.
did OAU.
I started with OAU, and then when they were saying that I had to leave OAU and go to Lautech, and in fact
Oh
Lautech
my goodness.
for OAU.
Babes, you've really spent so much on this your educational struggle. Oh my goodness. So what are you going to, what's your final advice to, people who are also in these boats together? What would you say to them? What do you want to encourage? There are lots of people that ask me when they go online, they send me message. They're like, I'm coming to the UK. Will I be able to get my post basic nursing? I always ask them, like, why do you need your post basic nursing? Someone will say, will I be able to do my BSc in nursing? I'm like, I don't understand. If you want to be a nurse, be a nurse. If you want to be a midwife, be a midwife. Don't be,
Yeah,
don't try both of them together. They're really different. Yeah. So, would be your advice to people that are trying
yeah.
to further their education?
The thing is, I always say to myself, there will definitely be challenges, but
Mm-hmm.
once you know your goal, once you know where you're heading to, some
Mm-hmm.
people are like, some people don't want to, go through masters. Some people will be like BSc, I'm okay with BSc. I don't Many people say that they don't want to do masters. Once they have their BSc, they're okay. But the thing is, it's going to be tough. Definitely, it's never easy for anyone. And at this moment, the best option for us is to do our masters.
Yes, because
It's very
it's equivalent to I feel like even getting your master's is easier than you
it,
getting your
yes,
BSc.
it's
If you're
easier.
an international student, yeah.
But it's easier for you to do your masters rather than doing BSc.
Mm.
If you have your if you already have BSc, sorry, your midwifery and your nursing, and you say maybe nothing is what you want to do, fine, you can do your BSc. But if you are
Yes.
coming
Yeah.
midwifery, if you are coming in to work as a midwife here in the UK, the best option for you at the moment is to do your masters. There are
Mm.
not who's doing BSc, and it's just is a lot of waste of time, and
Mm-hmm.
then waste of your energy as well,
Money, waste of money. That one is paining me.
waste of money as well.
Oh my goodness.
Waste that, you don't want to waste that effort on
Yeah.
when
Mm.
your masters. I know the BSc is like one, it's not even 1 year. Can you imagine that?
It's 18 months too. Yeah.
It's 8 months. So rather than doing your BSc for 18 months,
Why not get
spend
your masters for?
your masters, do your masters. Who says you cannot do masters without BSc? No,
Mm-hmm.
this is the
Oh.
so please, it might be challenging. It might be, but now it's even better now because there are people already doing it.
Doing it, and
Even
there's lots of
book,
information.
you
Yeah.
when we came in, oh my god, there was nothing. We
There was
had to
something.
search for information on our,
Mhm.
we had to look for it on our own. But now it's like the work is at least partially done for you. You already know where to look, you know the schools to go to. City University there with lots of options available for you. I think they have three master's courses for
Yeah,
midwives. That
yeah.
based on your experience. Anglia
Mhm,
there. Anglia risking
mhm,
is cheaper if you want to do that, but it's just one option for masters. City
mhm.
University is expensive, but you
It
have
gives you other options. Yeah.
by
Yeah.
so it's easier and better now. So don't worry about that. If you're coming and you are someone that really, really want to go far in your career, you want to be in top post, you want to be in leadership posts here in
Mhm.
the, it's very possible. And one of the basic things you need is
It's your
this.
yeah, your academic
And
qualifications.
you cannot scale through it. Honestly, I'll tell you that you cannot scale through it. You need it because it will take you places. It will
Mhm.
give you, connections. Even the people that you meet on the course, you know, it's
Different
all
goals that people have. Yeah.
we all have a like mind, and we are all
Mhm,
goal oriented, or and we
mhm,
are very focused. So
mhm,
having those kind of people around you as well is
mhm.
very helpful to get you to where you want to be. So
Mm.
advice is go for it, go for it, go for it. In fact, if you can do it in your first year of coming to the UK, if you can do it, the payment is flexible. If you're worried about the pay, it's very flexible. You can pay instrumentally. If you want to pay once a year, that's fine. If you want to pay 3 times a year, that's fine. Well, so it's easy. If I had this information when I first came to the UK, in fact, by now I'll be, you know,
Done and dusted.
by now
Yeah.
almost be finished with my master.
Oh.
Anyways, everything happens at the time God says it will happen.
Hmm.
But you can do it in your first year, absolutely fine. Honestly, go for it. Don't worry about the money. You can do it. Just a couple of extra shifts, and
Mm.
it's not easy. The course is not easy itself. Because currently, I'm struggling with writing my 5,000 words
That
essay.
one, see, even the 120 credit that I'm doing, it's not easy. Like I've submitted my assignment like twice. They
Mm,
rejected one of my assignments. It was because of something. Like it's just I'm like, if this is what, but
nobody
I
wants
really love it. I love it anyway. So
that schooling in the UK. Nobody wants you to fail. You
yeah,
understand? So if you don't get to try the first time, you have the opportunity of doing it
to
again.
redo it. Yeah,
It's not easy combining it with work as well. Cause
yeah, very time consuming. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. But if you can find the time, to be honest, I've only managed to attend probably 4 classes. Mm,
Mm.
because there's always a recording of the classes.
Classes. Yeah.
Most of my readings has been like out of class, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Most working on Wednesdays, which is my class
Mm-hmm.
every Wednesday for now. Most times
Mm.
on Wednesdays. Sometimes I'm like coming from a night shift, and I just
Yeah.
want, you understand,
Rest.
not
Yeah.
to balance that with work, balance that with your lifestyle as well. But
Mm.
if you are determined and you are focused, it's definitely something you can do. So
Oh,
don't don't give up. If you've been searching for this information for a long time, don't give up. The solution is here. Okay.
oh, thank you so much. It was really a swell time having you here. I'm sure
Thank-
when you're done with your MSc, we are still going to bring you back here, to tell
Yay.
us what your experience has been. And I really love it. I've not started my MSc, but I'm looking at also starting. But with people like you around me, I know it's going to be very, very easy for me. Thank you so much for coming
God,
to my channel to encourage my subscribers. It was nice doing
thank
this with you.
you for
All
me.
right, guys. So Lara is not a YouTuber yet, but she has an Instagram handle. So if you have any question, I'm going to put her Instagram handle in the description box. Please go to her DM and ask her. Don't ask me. I don't know your answer. So ask the person that has done it before. And that will be all for now. Thank you so much. Say bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.